Alright guys, what's up? This is DarkM on the mic, and this is Let's Play Yggdra Union for the PSP. This is one of my all-time favorite games back in the day. I played the heck out of the GBA one, I loved it, and I recently picked up the PSP version, and I'm rocking that one now. And I like the PSP version a lot better, and whether you agree with me or not, hopefully you'll enjoy this playthrough. Whether you're a experienced player in this game or you've never heard of this game before, I'm going to be playing through the game basically with the intent of getting as many of the items and bonuses that I can, and I'll explain them as we go along. So let me just make sure that, okay, the voices are off. Again, I'm going to be doing a lot of explaining in this playthrough, so we're going to make sure that the character voices don't get in the way. I highly recommend, though, that you play the game with the character voices if you have the PSP version, because it's pretty cool. The dialogue is really interesting, too, at times. Okay, so this is the first map. Basically, this game is about a girl named Yggdra, and that's her right there. It just says girl with a sword, though, because she doesn't reveal her name yet. But, spoilers, that's Yggdra. And basically her kingdom got owned by an imperial army, so she's running for her life, and she finds this little thieves' den, and the army tries to smoke her out, and this gets the attention of the other main protagonist of the game, Millenor. Say hello to Millenor. He is a beast. He's a really strong character. You'll be relying on him a lot, especially since I'm going to be getting all the bonuses and stuff. And this is basically just the character select screen for the stage. You'll see that I have Millenor to use and Flunky. Say hello to Flunky. This is going to be the only level that he'll be appearing in, but he will be an integral part in getting what I need to get in this level. So, nothing much to do here, just press go, press yes, and we go to the card select screen. This game is very much card-based. The cards determine a lot of things. They determine how far you can move, what abilities you can use, how much damage you do. It's going to determine how you strategize and plan out your levels to get max value out of everything. And as of now, you'll see all these blank spots. The cards will eventually take those slots. So for now, we only have 5 cards. So we're gonna take those, and that'll move us to the kind of ready screen. This is where you can go back and do other things, but it's only the first stage, so there's not much else to do. So we'll just say okay. Okay, so a little trash talk and go. So the first thing you're gonna notice is that you're shown all the cards that you brought for the level. And let's take a look at these cards. You'll see that there's a lot of numbers and words on them, and you'll see that there's this thing that says MOV on the bottom. That's your movement. As you can see, this all the maps are made up of tiles. And one movement is basically just one number, so a movement of 12 means you can move up to 12 squares, and that movement can be divided amongst your characters however you want to do it. You could move Millenor all 12 squares, or you could move him 5 and move someone else 7. So you are not required to use all the movement in one turn, but most of the times you'll probably want to. Very rarely will you, if you're going to choose something with that much movement, usually it's to get max value out of the movement as well as the card itself. And you'll see at the top it says POW, that's the power or how much damage you'll be doing when you win fights. Right now it's at 1,000, and you'll see the numbers can vary. This one's at 1,300, etc., etc. And then the last thing I want to show you is the thing at the top. It has an axe. And that's going to be important later on, because that means only axe users benefit from this card in terms of the ability. More specifically, Millenor only benefits from the ability. And then you'll see something like this that says all, and that means that anybody can activate the ability. We can't use card abilities yet, so don't want to go too much into that, but yeah, all is never a bad thing, really. Okay, so that's the basics for cards. We're just gonna choose Steel for the first turn, and you'll see it's at the bottom of the screen now, and the number of the number 12 will go up and down depending on what you want to do. So you'll see it goes down to like 9 over here, and then I can like take that back. It's kind of like when you play chess. So long as you don't commit to the move by taking your hand off the piece, you can just go back and rethink what you did. So you can just see, okay, how many squares. If you're like me and you're bad at math, so. Okay, so this is Flunky's moment to shine. We're gonna have him walk up here, and gonna have him attack. And this is the bare bones of the battle system. You'll see it starts off 8 versus 8, you on the left and the enemy on the right, and you just want the enemy to go to 0 before you do. And this is without any meters or abilities yet, so just to give you a feel for how what the core strategy is. Them 0, you win, basically. So yeah, let's have a round of applause for Flunky. He did a good job. And then you see right there the morale. Excuse me. Basically like hit points. When it goes to 0, they're done. Same as you. When your morale goes to 0, you're also done. And you'll notice that Steel powered up. It goes plus 40. I believe the bare minimum that you can get for killing a random foot soldier kind of character is 40 points. Also, savor the fact that Steel is at only 1040, because that card is going to get ridiculously strong in a hurry. It's a very, very good card. Easily one of the top 5 best cards in the game. Okay, and there are also there's an item on this map that we want, and it's located right over here. So we're going to use the rest of the movement to move Millinor over here, and we'll have him wait. It'll trigger a cutscene. And there we go. We got the hairband. The hairband is a good item. We'll be using that later for sure. You'll see that the Flunky is not moving and he's grayed out. That means he can't do anything else. You can only attack once per turn anyway, so not a big deal. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get this thing called the MVP bonus. And to do that, we have to finish the level in a set amount of turns. The requirement for the bonus in this instance is 4 turns, so we want to make sure that this assassin here dies. So, and she won't move and attack unless she won't attack unless someone's next to her. So basically, the enemy will just like waste their turn if nothing's next to them. So we're gonna move Millinor over here and invite them into attacking us. And something important to note for this map is that Millinor is invincible, meaning he will not lose a fight, and that's important to getting the MVP bonus. You're going to want the assassin to attack into Millinor. Normally, if an assassin attacked into Millinor at night, he would almost 100% lose. Unless it's very late in the game and he's very strong and you have abilities. So you can see right there, 4 to 8. That's usually not a difference that you can make up. Even though Millinor is good on this terrain, the wasteland. You'll see the smiley face. But again, because he's invincible, he'll just kind of hang around and keep swinging until he wins. I'll get more into what those stars are underneath their names, the attacks and the stars, little big stars, little stars. That I'll cover in the next video. But bottom line is, we wanted the assassin to attack us so she'd kill herself, essentially. And that's just getting maximum value out of your turns. You're going to have to know how to get the opponent to attack you in favorable position so that you can not only, get rid of them, but also finish the level quickly enough. Okay, so now all we have left is the boss character of this level. For now, she's just called Valkyrie. And you can look at her stats. Her stats are a lot of stars on her stats, and we'll get into stats on the next video. But you can see that she's holding an item, the Iron Choker, and we want that item. Only Millinor can win against her, because again, Milinor's invincible, he can't be defeated. If you send Flunky up to attack her, she'll just waste him, so... And again, we want to end this on the 4th turn, so on the Valkyrie's turn to attack, we want her to kill herself, essentially, so... Don't use any of the 1000 cards. You want to use either the 1300 or the 1350. I'm more partial to Mind Change over Mirage, so we'll just use Mind Change. And we'll move Milinor up. They talk some smack. And then you're going to have Milinor swing into her. And if those of you that are familiar with things like Fire Emblem and whatnot, you'll know about the weapon triangle. Basically sword over axe, axe over spear, and spear over sword. So for all intents and purposes, Milinor should lose. I mean, he did get a nice random though with the charge and the counter charge, so he'll probably win regardless. But had things not gone well for him, he probably would have lost that. But because he's invincible, it doesn't matter. Okay, and then we see right there, had we not using a 1300 or higher attack card, we wouldn't have been able to finish her in 2 turns, but now we can. So we get the experience, skip that, and then we'll just end our turn. Okay, and now the Valkyrie will attack into us. Let's see what their RNG is. Yeah, see right there, 3. That's horrible. There's no way that Milinor should win that in a real fight. But again, because this is the first level, they want you to kind of ease your way into the game. So Milinor is invincible. He cannot lose a fight. He's still swinging. He's still swinging. He's a beast. Normally he would be dead by now, but there you go. Milinor wins. And that should be enough to deplete the rest of the morale. And you'll see that because we killed the boss, you get a huge power spike in points. You get 96. So that's really good for Mind Change. Okay, so that's the end of map 1. Very straightforward. But, you know, there is a little trick with moving Milinor into the assassin just to make sure you finish fast enough. It took me like a couple tries to figure that out when I was brand new at the game. So yeah, you'll see the item drop with the exclamation point. And okay, so now we're on to the MVP screen. And you'll see right there it says Tech plus 2 up. That's the MVP bonus. You get a random stat will get increased by 2. And we didn't want Tech for this map. We wanted Attack, and I'll explain why in the next video. So, but basically, you can manipulate the RNG by either redoing the map or using the suspend option in the game to get the stats that you want. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and redo the map until we get the stats that we want, obviously. And yeah, then we'll be right back with the next level. And I'll go into a little more detail on how stats work, and we'll get our second character. But yeah, that's the first part of Yggdra Union for the PSP. Normal mode. This is Dark M. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and look forward to the next one.